What's going on YouTube? When it was time to change my old faithful LG V40, I thought, what's the best phone I can pick up right now? So I decided to get the Pixel 4a with 5G, and right after I got it, I put Android 12 on it. I've been using Android 12 Beta 2 as my daily driver for the good part of a week. It actually has been just a little bit over a week, so I want to give you my thoughts on using Android 12 Beta 2. Should you install it right now if you have only one phone but you're curious and you want to install it? Is that something I'd recommend? Well, let's get into the review. I'm going to show you what's new, and I'm going to give you my experience of using the Android 12 Beta 2 as my one and only phone, as my daily driver. Let's get into it and check it out together. I have two phones right now, so I'm just going to show you the slight differences between it. This is the Pixel 5 with Android 11, and this is the Pixel 4a with 5G using Android 12 Beta 2. I'm just going to call it Android 12 from now on, guys, so I don't have to keep repeating it, but just know the larger phone has Android 12 and the smaller phone has Android 11. Now just keep in mind, guys, this is Beta 2, so you know Google, they might add some features, they might take some away. Let's talk about the always on display first, guys, because there's a little bit of a difference when it comes to Android 12. Because of that material U, because of that material design based on you is what I'm going to call it. This is the always on display on Android 11. This is the always on display on Android 12. So looking at the lock screen, the always on display here, one feature I hope they bring to Android 12 is the weather on the always on display. I personally like seeing the weather. Well, it'd be cool if we got those animations from LG, whereas if it was snowing, you'd see some snow on your screen. If it was raining, you'd see some raindrops, etc., etc. But I'm getting off topic just a little bit. I would like to see the weather on the always on display on Android 12. Now this is what it looks like when you actually get a notification. So you'll see I have an SMS waiting for me, and you see the clock style change just a little bit. But once you get rid of that notification, you'll notice that the clock screen is just a little bit larger. So let me show you that again. You can see that Android 11 has kind of a bolder font, which I actually like when compared to this thinner font right here. But I do like that the time is a lot larger. I do quite like being able to see the time very quickly and very easily. Now once you go ahead and unlock the screen, you'll notice once again there's a little bit of a design change. There's that big clock right in the center again, and I definitely like that big clock. But once again, the weather is missing. The actual color changes, the actual color choices come from an algorithm from Google. So you can see here, it kind of took my wallpaper, took something from my wallpaper and decided that was a good color. So if you notice once again, there's the color of the clock, and if you pull down the notification shade, you'll be able to see that color choice from the Google's algorithm right over there on all of your toggle switches. To show you the lock screen again, if you change up your wallpaper, you're going to see it's going to choose a color again. I don't know what type of algorithm it's using, but it does change up the color. I just put up the Google Store. I was here the other day. Definitely go check it out if you're in New York City. The Google Store is an awesome experience. Now changing the wallpaper, once again, Google's algorithm decided that this was the best color choice. You'll see the color choices have changed, and I really like this. I really think this is the coolest idea ever. So well done for Google. I definitely like seeing that color switch. Now pulling down the notification shade, huge difference, guys. You can see that everything is just big, everything's rounded, everything is just super easy to get to. I kind of like it. You know, it is large. Don't get me wrong. This is a large way to kind of display all of your information, but I think it's a nice attempt at just making things a little easier, especially if you're hard of seeing. I think it's a nice way to kind of change it up, and it actually looks pretty good, especially on bigger phones with a lot more real estate to work with. It looks really nice in my opinion. Another thing you'll notice that's a big change, you see the slider for your brightness level is definitely on the larger side when compared to Android 11. So you can see that thin little bar there, whereas you can see this really thick slider right at the top. And that's the same when it comes to the volume slider as well. So if we go ahead and show you the volume slider, here it is. You can see that. Definitely a huge design change. Now one thing that Google did that I actually like is when you go ahead and press on your bell icon to change between vibration, silent, or actual sound, I do like that it pops up. On the old Android 11, you kind of had to keep tapping to cycle through and get what you needed to get. This one just pops up quickly, and you can very easily switch it over to vibration. So I like that once again, and clicking on that little reverse hamburger menu, you get all of your options here. So you can change your volume levels for your media, calls, your rings, etc., etc. Same goes for the settings. You can see it's a little bit different, and you notice that little jelly effect when you reach the end of the screen. I quite like it. Again, Google's making this a lot more consumer friendly in my opinion. I think that's a nice way to do it. A nice overall change. Here's your jelly effect again in your app drawer. Now pressing on the power button, you get a little bit of a change as well here, guys. So if you do have Android 11, this is what you're used to. You have quick access to all of your cards and then all of your smart devices right at the bottom. Where on Android 12, you basically get your power off and restart. Now all of your devices live up here. So if you click on device control, you'll see all of your smart devices right there as well. But there's your wallet. So if you do have a wallet, you'll be able to see all of your cards just by toggling that switch. And you'll also be able to see it on your lock screen right down here. So when you want to make a payment, you can just tap on it very easily. Or of course, once you unlock your phone, just put it to a reader, just put it to a credit card terminal, and you can spend all your money that way. There's just a few more things I want to talk to you about, and then I'll let you know about my experience using Android 12 Beta 2 for an entire week. But what I like on my LG V40 was that dedicated Google Assistant button. I use the Google Assistant just about every single day, whether it's asking it to play music for me, unlock my door, turn on lights, ask the weather, whatever the case is. You old Pixel 4 XL users, we had that squeeze to activate. Well, now Google's brought something even better. All you have to do, tap on the back of your phone, let's try it again, and then you'll be able to access your Google Assistant. So if I do that again, guys, just double tap on the back and your Google Assistant is ready for you. Super, super cool. And one thing you'll notice right off the bat, you have this little dot here that's going to appear anytime you use the cameras or anytime an application is using your microphone. So I think that's something pretty cool. Google is kind of giving us a few more privacy features. And there's that little icon letting you know the camera is in use. And once you exit out, you can see that button's there until the camera is completely exited. And once again, same goes for the microphone. So if there are any rogue applications that are using your mic or your camera, you'll always be able to see that dot and let you know that, hey, something might be accessing what it shouldn't access. Another thing that I like about Android 12 is you now get this privacy dashboard, so you can see what apps were using your location, what apps are using your camera, what apps are using your microphone, and basically any of the other things on your device. So you can go in and kind of check out what app's been using your location, for example. So you can see today Google's been using it in Pinterest. So I like this, especially if you really want to take control of your privacy. This is something that you guys will really like. And again, there's your permission manager. That's not really all new. You can go in and see what's allowed to use what. That's something that we've had on Android before. If you want to disable all your camera access or all your microphone access, you can go ahead and do so. So when you're in that super secret spy meeting, disable your microphone access, disable that camera access, and nothing's going to be able to access it. So I think that's a great idea, especially if you're afraid of Pegasus. This is a great way just to disable everything. Now, one feature that is not enabled just yet, but I think it's worth mentioning because I actually like this feature personally, and that's when it comes to location. If you go to location, you can now choose precise location or an approximate location. Now, this is not working in Beta 2. Anytime you switch it off, the app just automatically turns it back on a precise location. But when this is ready, when this is fully baked, I'm definitely excited about this because there's no reason Garmin needs to know my exact location, really. There's no reason that, let's say, for example, Facebook needs to know my exact location. Maps will need to know it. But other than that, I'm okay with giving these applications my neighborhood instead of my street. So I definitely like that once again. One feature that I'm kind of on the fence with, now I have a dual SIM setup running in this 4A 5G, which has been phenomenal so far. I had dual setup on my Pixel 5, but it just drained the battery like crazy for some reason. Whatever the problem is, it's been addressed in Beta 2, because this thing just sips power. Overnight, it only took about 8% of battery in a 9-hour period. So this definitely solved the dual SIM setup issues that I've had with the Pixel 5, whereas this would drain about 20% in that same time period. So well done for Google with that. But now when it comes to internet, you have that one toggle that kind of lets you know if you're on mobile data or if you're on Wi-Fi. So this is perfect for those of you, I guess, that stay on Wi-Fi most of the time, or when you're in your house or you're in your office, you're just basically on Wi-Fi. Now, I'm somebody who doesn't really like Wi-Fi all that much, except here in the office where I don't have great signal. So if you want to get rid of Wi-Fi, all you have to do is press on that X, and then when you want it to reconnect, you can go back and click on any of your saved networks or any other Wi-Fi network. To completely disable Wi-Fi, you do have to go into the settings there and turn off this toggle altogether. Now, that's just an extra step. I don't know why they did that. Maybe the Google noticed people use Wi-Fi a lot. Let me know down in the comments below if you're basically on Wi-Fi all day or day, or if you're like me with an unlimited plan and you just use as much as you can because you can. But that's just one thing that's a little bit of an annoyance. It's really not a big deal, but I just wanted to show that to you. Let's talk about my experience using the Beta 2 for a full week as my daily driver. Once again, dual SIM card setup, so I have my work and I have my private number both on the one phone. So I've been using this thing like crazy, and I have to tell you, battery life has been superb. Battery life, I hate to say it, might just be a little bit better than Android 11. I think Google's doing some really great Pixel magic when it comes to this battery life. There's been no crashes, no lags, nothing like that at all. This could possibly be a daily driver for anybody who wants to test it out. I can tell you with full honesty, I've had no issues with this. I've been using Bluetooth, and again, I have 2 SIM cards in here, work and pleasure. So I've been using this thing like crazy for an entire week. SMS, video calls, trolling the web, music, you name it. I've been doing it with the Beta 2. No issues whatsoever. There's a reason why Beta 2 has been the most downloaded beta in Pixel history, in Android history, because it is that good, guys. So if you're curious about Android Beta 2, I gotta tell you, I've had 0 issues with this thing, and I've been super impressed with it. The only thing to keep in mind is if you install the Beta 2 and when the full release is ready, you are going to have to wipe your entire phone. That's just one thing I wanted to tell you guys. But it is pretty cool if you have everything backed up or it's not really a big deal for you. I suggest you go and install it on your Pixel, or if you have another device that supports it, I really recommend you guys check it out. It's just a very nice operating system. I really like the little changes here. I really like everything that Google's going with in Android 12 Beta 2. So let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know as well. But I'm super impressed with Beta 2. I had to do a video after a week because, again, it's just a great install. 0 issues. It's the first beta that I've had that had 0 issues whatsoever. And that's really saying a lot, guys. But I appreciate you watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.